This has been going back and forth, but it's early. It would be so exciting if it was late in the match. Every one inch would matter. Whoa, what did he do here? Really? That he didn't pitch his diamond. Wow. It looks he gave up an imp, it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
This looks like a dull 3-note jump if ever I saw one.
6 times. Well, I could make 3-0. So we're off the ace king of hearts. Otherwise, very close to a slam. So is there any danger of getting too high? 21 opposite 6.
Yeah.
2-0.
I mean, you wouldn't consider looking for a slam over a 2-0 opening. You'd have to at least see a 2 clubs followed by 2-0 rebid kind of.
I agree. Yeah, 2-0, 3-0. I agree. Not enough in that West hand, or you did some shape or something more than the West hand. So, yeah, 2-0, 3-0, Queen of Spades lead, and an extremely dull deal at imps at match points. You might put up a slight fight for an extra trick, but it's not really a fight. You're ready to win.
Yeah.
Although here, you can't do it. You can eventually set up a hard trick, but too late. So East is treating this as too strong for 2-0. Maybe Al can tell us the 2-0, their 2-0 opening, what it shows. I mean, that's in the range for most people's 2-0 opening.
Mm-hmm. I don't see him treating this as more than 21, so I'm just guessing that their method of getting to the 2021 package is just different than what you or I would do. Some people have reversed the 2 club followed by 2-0 with 2-0 openings, so that 2-0 opening is the 22, 24 kind of hand. And 2 clubs followed by 2-0 is the 2021 again. That may be what they're doing here.
Al tells me that their 2-0 opening is 20 to 22, so something doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Al he opened 2-0 with 2 clubs. 2 clubs with a flat 21. So sometimes Al Hollander, who's our systems expert, takes a convention card off the internet that could be a year or 2 old, and in the meantime, the partnership has changed what they play.
Yeah, I actually just got a text with Wrang's convention card, but it's Wrang playing with Fleisher, not with Palma. So.
Now, convention cards in an event like this are sort of irrelevant at what happens at the table. It's not like someone says, "Oh, look, your convention cards." They just write it down on a piece of paper. They just write down their range. You don't dig for the opponent's convention card and look up stuff. It's not the way it's done.
That's more practical with screens because you can ask about your opponent's methods without indicating interest to your partner and creating unauthorized information like you can in regular face-to-face bridge.
And even better is the format they used on Thursday and Friday with the computers, where you typed in your own explanation, and for the audience, we would see. Yes, when there's a good an experienced viewgraph operator, they tell us, they look and see what the player wrote down, and if they can read it, they tell us. But we don't have our top level viewgraph operators today.
So they're taking a normal 2-0, 3-0 option and just getting extra bids in there,
which allows for lead directing doubles, and I'm sure North was waiting to see an artificial heart bid so he could double for the lead, but the artificial heart bid came from East.
South has a normal spade lead, so that's the whole thing.
Yeah, and we don't lead fourth best when we have a sequence like this. So if there was time pressure, declarer could just claim 10 tricks, but I think he'll play it out. An imp's an imp. Yeah, certainly on a heart lead, it would make an extra trick. It turns out North wants a heart lead, but little does he know that a heart lead costs a trick. So one thing I like about playing out these hands, and it's okay to do that. There's a chance for an over trick. Who knows? Is you're resting your brain while you're playing this out, and your opponents are kind of using up brain power.
That being said, they know that it's at most an overtrick at stake. They're not sweating too much about the fact that they're going to make, they're going to make a game for sure.
So he laid down the high club in case of Queen Jack doubled him, quite a long shot before he used up his dummy entry. Okay, so we've confused our systems guru, Al. He doesn't understand why they didn't open 2-0. Maybe they're getting paid by the bid, so they got to make 4 extra bids. So probably pass to North and 3 diamonds.
Well, some people would up and do hearts with the South End. I'm not sure Lorenzini is one of them, but he is favorable and he's 5-4.
Yeah, I don't mind that with a weaker, if you change those clubs and made them 4 little, I'd be afraid to preempt here with there's so much potential. It's a nice hand. You might belong in spades. You have good points. So I understand people would, but I'd need to be weaker.
Mm-hmm.
King, queen, jack, fit the hearts and out. Sure.
Yeah, it'd be nicer to have, even given the actual clubs, it'd be nicer to have some better heart spots as well.
But normal here would be pass 3 diamonds. Well, pass, I would say, is a very normal auction.
Yeah. I know you play with a partner once, so we definitely open at least 2 hearts at that.
Well, he didn't like to pass, Marty Bergen. Well, we had 2 ranges to preempt. We played transient preempts because we wanted to preempt with good hands and bad hands.
Yeah. If you're going to be wide ranging, it helps to have an extra step to untangle whether you have the real preempt or some other. So, as I recall, the 2 hearts were hard for 2 diamonds with spades, and then 2 spades was club. Is that right?
Very good. Marty once opened a weak 2-bid in spades when his opponents had a slam in spades. He opened 2 diamonds. So North really went high here with 4 diamonds, and will pay out an extra 50 because of that. Well, with 3 diamonds, a better chance. They'd lose 2 diamonds. No, 3 diamonds was going to go down anyway. So this is just going to cost him an extra 50 for his exuberance. I understand it. White on red.
Yeah, paying out an extra 50 and giving up 2 imps is not that big a cost for pushing them one level higher if they do help the bid.
Yeah, I'm okay with 4 diamonds, 3rd seed. Bless you. It's not that you don't have your mute button. It's not the dummy of his dreams here.
I do have my mute button, but I just couldn't get there in time. It kind of snuck up on me.
When he sees this dummy, he knows nobody can make anything. So, but like Danny said, an extra 50 is not a big deal. You might play low from dummy. I've done that before because sometimes they don't know. like, what if the guy has ace 10 fourth or something and can't read the lead, and he's afraid to stick in the 10 and lose to a single with jack? Sometimes they put up the ace, and now you have two discards.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are just joining us. There's not too much to say here as we watch Declarer go down a bunch of tricks. This is the Spingold Finals. It's one of the most prestigious events on the calendar. They started with 80 teams, and we're watching the final two of them. This is the finals. They'll play a 60-word match. The north-south pair here, Bessis and Lorenzini, a French pair, are on the Fleischer team. The east-west pair, they got their names in now, Wrang from Sweden, Palma from Portugal, are on the Bremark team. The Bremark team was originally seeded number 14, and it's already, they're playing with house money. For them to reach the final is a wonderful achievement. The Fleischer team was the original 4 seed and one of the teams, one of the pre-tournament favorites. Certainly not a surprise to see them in the finals. Their road to the finals was extremely difficult. They, in the round of 8, beat a very strong Wolfson team, which had Zia and Nextroff on the team and Berkowitz. That match came right down to the very end. And yesterday, they beat the number 1 seed Zimmerman, another very strong team, and they beat them quite handily. So Fleischer, just to get to the finals, was a lot of work. The Bremark team had a much easier path. They that side of the bracket had upsets all over the place, and they reached the finals. It's not easy, but they didn't have to play any of the top teams to get here. When I used to play on the Jimmy Kane team, the late Jimmy Kane, the bracket would come out, and like we'd be, say, the 3 seed, and I'd be looking and I'd say, oh, look, in the round of 16, we're going to play this. We have a good draw, we have a bad draw. And Jimmy would like scream at me and say, why are you doing that? He'd get so mad at that. He'd say, it's irrelevant. He'd say, whatever happens, happens. But it turns out in this event, if you were 1, 4, 5, or 8, you kind of got the tough end.
Yeah, I have a lot of sympathy for Jimmy's position. Just like you just show up and see who you're playing the next day, and take each match one match at a time, and not anticipate future matches, because first of all, you may not win, and second of all, the team that you think you might be playing, they may not win. You never know who's going to be there. There was a time when you just looked at the bracket and saw if you were on the same side as Nickel or not, and that was important.
Yeah, well, now what I would look at is my round of 64 draw. Like in the old days, you didn't care. They'd bring up 4 people who were like, you'd win by 1,000. But nowadays, like, the 58 seed could be like 4 kids from like China who you never heard of, and they're like damn good. Or it'd be like 4 not good players, because the seeding isn't so sophisticated at the lower levels. And you could get a tough match in around 64 or an easy match. Declarer's doing pretty well here. He flew with the ace of clubs, played another club, Declarer finesse. So he's taking more tricks than you might have expected.
The contract in the other room was 4 down 1 as well.
So down 1's good bridge, as they say.
Making it better.
Yeah, well, he's doing as best he can do so far, but nowhere close to making.
This has got to go two off,
Well,
surely.
surely there's two terms of the ace of spades.
Well, if he finesses here, the defense could get a club ruff. No doubt they gave a count signal in clubs. And even if he plays ace and another, they should play a club ruff.
Well, the club ruff is with a natural diamond trick, though.
Right, but it gets rid of that club threat late in the day.
Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't take it. I'm just saying
Right. It does turn out to be with a natural. I guess he played the queen suit preference. Not that it's going to matter here.
Yeah,
There's really no reason for West to play a spade.
dummy is dead, so he's just going to get a red card, force declare to play spades out of their hand. In case declare has the king jack of spades instead of the king ten.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. To me, that's a sloppy play. Play a spade. Yeah, what if declare a king jack, like you say? Oh, well, I guess no. There is some merit. Maybe he can like get an uppercut here, like cash two spades, and then the king of diamonds could be up, like if his partner had a 10 of diamonds or something. So there is some merit to playing the spade here. Now cash the jack of spades, then an uppercut. Not on this layout.
That's pretty greedy. All right.
Like 3-0, presumably from south. 4 or 5 diamonds. They have 13 ups at 13, so no no major suit fit, so you would expect 3-0.
Yeah, I'm expecting 3-0, not 5 diamonds.
3-0 hasn't made yet because you only have the one heart stopper and the clubs don't, unless you finesse. So let's say you're in 3-0 with a heart lead and you get your king of hearts. Let's see how many tricks you have in 3-0 for sure. Not looking at all the hands, we can make it easy. So you have 2 spades and a heart is 3 and 3 clubs is 6 and 2 diamonds is only 8. So 3-0 will take some work. Sure, we can see that he can pick up both the clubs and the spades, but in real life, you wouldn't know that. And if you try to set up diamonds, you have too many losers. You have to lose 4 hearts and a diamond. So this will be interesting. Now declare a bid hearts, so that might get West to lead something else.
Yeah, well, there's something else would presumably be a spade, but partner didn't overcall a spade, and you're looking at 4 high card points, so that doesn't seem like a promising route to being 3-0. Presumably partner has about 10 points if you're going to beat it, and if they have 5 decent spades, they would have overcalled 1 spade.
Tries sneak attack and diamonds. So declare will surely duck this. He wants to set up the diamonds without letting East lead for a heart. So he would surely duck this.
4 diamonds, 3 clubs is 7, 2 spades is 9.
So it would have been interesting with that hard lead. We'll let you know if Reno at the other table gets a hard lead. On this lead, there'll be nothing to it. Declarer might even be able to safely play on spades for those over tricks. He can finesse spades into the West hand, and he can actually take 4 spade tricks. So let's say he wins the next diamond and plays the 10 of spades. That's quite a reasonable play. Keep the clubs in reserve. He'll be very happy with all the over tricks he makes. So 9 of diamonds, probably upside down. Partner, I don't like diamonds.
That was the declare by the 9.
Oh, okay, 7 of diamonds. So 7 of diamonds. So this declare you were defending, so he stops to say he likes diamonds. Play the 2, that might make the 7 look encouraging. Well, there's no reason to duck this one, is there? If West has all of them, he could just play his king and another anyway. So I don't know why he would be thinking. All right, so now he can count 4 diamonds, 3 clubs, 7, 2 spades for 9. So he's 100%. He has 100% his contract. So over tricks, playing on clubs can wait. So why not run the 10 of spades now? I like that play, not because I'm looking at all the cards. Single dummy, I think I like that play.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to necessarily, spade finesse doesn't have to work to generate an extra trick because spades can just be 3-3.
Now we can play a diamond to the king and then take another spade finesse. I don't think he'll play a spade to the 7, but he might. He can actually afford to run the diamonds because he has no problem discarding 2 little hearts from his hand.
Yeah, I think he should play the diamonds first, squeeze the opps a bit.
Plenty of hard losers they could throw. He did take a spade finesse to the 9 as you predicted he might.
Yeah, because now if clubs run, he has all 13 tricks.
Well, 12 tricks.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to take all 13 when you've lost the first one. There's an old saying, you can't take them all if you lose the first one.
Yeah. I'm not sure why he cashed the ace of spades before playing on clubs.
Yeah, there's like a squeeze potential there. Keeping hold of the spades.
Might Wrang have been squeezed in the black suits if he didn't do that? Not on this hand.
Well, right. It did feel like kind of backwards technique. All right. Well, we'll let you. I don't know, Danny. I think you're monitoring the other table. If they're in 3-0 with a heart lead, you can let us know.
They haven't. I'm not watching the other table. I'm just seeing when the result comes in, and it hasn't yet.
Okay.
So we're actually ahead of the other table for once.
Yeah, that's usually hard to do with this north-south pair. All right, so you would think East has everybody's weak 2-bit in hearts, however they systemically do it. So it's either a 2-heart opener or one of these 2-diamond version things, multi-type things. South does not have enough to overcall at this level.
Notice if they did have a multi, West will be able to just pass and play 2 diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to do that.
Yeah, and I think he will. Yeah, so I think it's going to go 2 diamonds will pass. It's not very exciting. 3-0 East-West is actually very playable. It's at worst on the diamond finesse, so 3-0 East-West certainly is easy on this layout.
So I'm being told on 20 that the contract has 6 diamonds in their table with a spade lead into the ace king 9-7.
Wow.
I thought 6 times might have a play.
That's interesting. It's going to make.
I guess just lose it.
Six diamonds. Wow. Spade lead. You lose a diamond and yeah, you cash the ace king of diamonds and play. Yeah, I guess 6 diamonds is going to make. So that's going to be pick up for the Bremark team. It's a pretty pushy 6 diamonds. So 3-0 here, East-West is a great contract because on the normal spade lead, their 9-card suit, you don't even need the diamond finesse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to be in 3-0 East-West. I'm not balancing with that north hand. That's like Susan. I mean, your partner couldn't bid over 2 diamonds. Where are we going? Well against none, extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, there's some issues with the defense to multi. One of them is that the west hand can pass 2 diamonds with somewhat infinity when the opponents have a game. And some Souths might not be able to act immediately if they have some takeout double shapes. They might have to pass and double later.
Right. Sometimes you get stolen from by letting it go 2 diamonds off pass. But here, so how are you supposed to reach this great 3-0? If East opens 2 hearts, it's not easy. So
no, I don't see any, even just looking at all 4 hands, a good auction.
it's 9 opposite 12, but boy, is it a good 3-0. Granted, on a club lead, you need diamond finesse. So why a 6 of diamonds lead from the king 6 instead of the queen jack 10 of spades? Well, on this auction, there's a bunch of diamonds on your left, and quite often East has like a diamond or 2 and scores a rough in the shorthand, so you're trying to prevent the rough in the shorthand.
Yeah, notice if West had a 3rd spade, that would be save a trick potentially, but the diamonds going. He did have a roughing value. Anonymous, yeah.
So if assuming North ducked the ace of hearts, which is a fine play, it's not going to cost him. It's going to be a trick for a trick because the king of hearts was going to be a trick later. I think Declare is going to throw this one in for 11 tricks. It's just one to play out, I don't think.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see where another trick is coming from. 6 diamond failed. Try to shed 2 spades on the club suit, but East roughed it and cashed his spade. Not best up in the quarter.
So, wow, that was huge swing.
12 to Fleisher. It could have been the other way around.
Wow, I hate to say the client was the declarer? Yeah, because on a spade lead, if you can read it, you just ace king of diamonds, then the clubs, king of clubs, ace of clubs. Well, I don't know. What did he do? I mean, you just ace king of diamonds, play on clubs. You can't go down. Well, that's unfortunate when a bad play costs you 26 imps. Because they were slated to win 13 and lost 13, sort more or less. Yeah. Wow. All right. So strong no trump. Would I show the majors in direct seat with those horrible spots, white on red? I confess I would, but boy, there's so many things I don't like about that south hand.
So 2 clubs shows the majors.
Put the king of clubs into the diamond. Would you show the majors, Danny? Here,
yes, I probably would.
Non-vulnerable versus vulnerable.
It's good if you have a way for partner to ask which is your longer major, or which are clubs. If you
which is 2 diamonds.
2 diamonds, so you could at least the partner say 3-3 in spade and hearts. You'll play your 8 card fifth instead of potentially a 4-3 fifth.
I think North might be.
So here, North South certainly can do well. Not a game, but they can do well in either major. East West can make some clubs, not many. They lose 2 hearts, spade, diamond, a club if the defense gets them. So this looks like a kind of a 140-ish hand for North South. Maybe a diamond lead holds it to 8 tricks. Diamond lead.
I think. What about 2 hearts?
Club, a heart, and spade. Yeah, so I think North South can make only 2 of a major.
And I bet they'll get higher
on a diamond lead. Well, North might be able to bid 2 diamonds here.
Sink 4 hearts.
To say,
gets rid of the diamond.
South will bid 2 spades.
No, you got a loser in every suit.
I don't think Bessis, but I don't think Bessis would let it go at 2 spades.
Yeah, but that's a lot. All right, so I see they're not on the same page stylistically, because if South's able to come in with this, then maybe North doesn't have to bid so much. So a diamond lead is going to go down 2. Yeah. Now, signaling, which is an important topic that I teach, West wants to encourage here because the king shows the queen. and your jack is a nice card. So West wants to say, I like diamonds. Because if you don't encourage and the king wins, your partner is afraid to play another one in case North has ace jack low.
I'm hearing that on 21, the auction went 2 diamonds all passed, just like it did here.
Okay, and we see a comment from Al that the view graph operator in the other room told us that Bremark was mumbling at himself for going down in, I think he means 6 diamonds. Yeah, I'd be mumbling to myself. Very costly play. Okay, so West did encourage, so East knew to continue. Well, Declarer should be happy that he's down 2, because if he was down only 1, then he could have gone slow to 3 spades and still gone down. So in a way, he's happy that it's going down 2.
Yeah, I don't think East nor South are going to get in the auction and stop with exactly 2 spades. That's a reasonable order.
Now, if they were in hearts, they could actually go down even another one, because they got to promote a trump trick here with another diamond. Now, Bremark is the team sponsor, and frankly, I don't know how strong a player he is. Some of these sponsors are experts. Some of them are not very good. Some are in between. I assume, Danny, you have no idea the skill level. I haven't been watching any of their matches. I did see him make one pretty bad play about 3 days ago.
He's new to the American scene, and yeah, I haven't watched any of his action. I'm now getting revised intelligence about board 21. North did balance over the multi-pass like I thought they might be for fear of being stolen from. Not sure how that's going to end up playing out.
So here, East West are going to get 100. Slightly good result for the Bremark team. In this event, the Spingold, if your sponsor's a weak player and like giving away 30, 40 imps on a typical half, it's very hard to get to the finals. It's just unlikely. The teams, almost every team has a sponsor, and almost all of the sponsors are very good players. So if you have a weak link on your team, to reach the finals is extremely unlikely. Because one of the matches, you're just going to blow 40, 50 imps and your team can't recover.
All right. A further update. South is playing 3-0 trumpet in the lead. Other than on 21 and it's double.
You're kidding. The hand where East West can make 3-0?
Yep.
Oh, ouch. Boy. That's going to go down a lot. On a diamond lead, 3-0 double? Wow.
Well, South is the declarer, so the diamond lead will be into the king at least. Into diamond.
How many million is that down? I don't recall.
So, yeah, the declarer just doesn't have any tricks, even with the
diamond
tricks set up.
1 heart.
The defense will take 6 diamonds, 2 spades, and a club.
Shocking, horrible.
Down a million, so two huge swings for the Fleisher team. Kind of both gifts.
Okay, a club at 7.
Well, this was
17,
like
strong club.
4 major, just a question which one.
Oh, hold
they
on.
Have 17 opposite 8, so they'll play either the 4-4 spade fit with a horrible break, or the 5-3 heart fit.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 club, just 2 card. Club suit, 1 diamond shows hearts.
That diamond.
And then 1 no trump now.
And hearts behave. So the only losers seem to be the
shows an 18, 19 count.
So 4 of a major might be making if you can handle it all. It's tricky though. Things can certainly go wrong. So it looks like East transferred to hearts and just spit for it. So I never found the spade fit. it's played from the right side. If it was played from east, I could see a spade lead, North wins it, and maybe double dummy gives his partner more rough right away. Played from the west side, seems like
Get
they would
rid of the
only lose
diamond.
the 3 spade tricks.
You're gonna lose 3 spade tricks.
The best lead for the defense is a diamond, but that's not likely. North's not going to lead from the king, jack, 10 of diamonds into the strong hand. So Declare's probably going to draw trump and work on spades. And when he needs to, he can throw the diamond on the clubs. And eventually he'll build a spade trick. He'll lose 3 spades and make the 4th one. So it looks like 620 here.
Yeah, I agree. So what's your style here as far as when partner checks back, showing, and you have 4-3, 4 of the other major and 3 of partner's first major?
Well, I would have used well, I mean, if partner showed a strong no trump, I would have used Stamen, but maybe this auction is different. If a diamond showed hearts, which I think it did, see, I don't know what this auction means. If there was a strong club, a negative diamond, 1 no, I would have used Stamen. Right. If I've already shown hearts, okay, 1 diamond showed hearts. All right, in that case, your question has relevance, Danny. So, yeah, so over the check back, as to whether I show the 3 hearts or the other major, there's about 4 different ways to play it. So I'm not going to answer. If you have a simple answer, I'll hear your answer.
My simple answer is I like to show the 3-card fit first, because most of the time that's all partner really cares about, and telling the opponents that I have 4 of the other major just helps them in the defense. So,
okay, that's the simple answer.
Yeah.
One of the more complicated answers, if you can bid hearts, it leaves more room. If you have, if it's the other way around and your bid's going to be spades, it's not as clear. Some people play the better suit. All sorts of ways to play it.
And even given my style, say it goes a minor spade and no trump check back 2 spades, I can still bid 3 hearts with my 5-4 and get back to the 4-4 fit if that's what I want to try to do.
Yeah. So the bottom line is we're talking about new minor forcing or new minor check back, and there are a million different ways to play it. So many variations and follow-ups, and you can't just sit down with your partner and say new minor, okay, done. It was just, and the follow-ups. It's a very complicated convention. All right. So now Declare takes the ace queen of hearts and starts the spades. There's no reason to take the discard on the clubs yet. They haven't, until they play diamonds and knock out your ace. There's no hurry to do that, and you don't want to release all of your controls. So Declare is going to start the spades now. He's going to play a spade, not to mention the entries. So Declare surely is going to play a spade to the 10 now. Well, if they had led diamonds, there'd be an urgency to get rid of that other diamond from the east hand. Yeah, it would be a very amateur play, but a common mistake now would be indeed, oh, let me get rid of that diamond. Queen of clubs, ace of clubs, king of clubs, diamond, and now you've messed up your entries, you've released all of your stoppers. You might even go down by doing that on this layout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let that be a lesson here. If your inclination is to grab those clubs, let's develop the spades. So he's going to play a spade now. Theme, the way I teach it, Danny, is develop, don't grab, and that's what applies here. The instincts to grab those club winners.
There are going to be winners later on too.
Yeah, there's no bonus for taking them at trick 4 as opposed to trick 9.
Well, Bessis does best to get out of diamond here. He probably needed some help in the carding from partner to tell partner that I've got something in diamonds.
Well, I don't think a club will hurt because it sets up an extra club, but he'll still get his 2 spades.
Right, but he doesn't know that. Maybe he can infer it. I'm not
1700.
exactly sure
Wow.
what he knows about.
So we see from Al, they're not sure if it was 1400 or 1700, but what we're sure is that Fleischer was just handed a bushel full of imps on back-to-back boards. Now, I don't know if this one was the sponsor's fault. But certainly, the going down in the slam was 26 imps.
And it looks like on 22, South showed the majors and North also just bid 4 spades or got the 4 spades.
So that'll be a push. Another poor result for Bremark and Holt, but not a big deal. All right, so he did shift to a club, but it's not going to really hurt him. They're still going to get 2 spade tricks and a very normal 620 here. Do you remember Llewellyn Slaner, Danny? Does that
I do, yes.
So back in the 1980s, when this event was much easier, Llewellyn Slaner was mayor of Scarsdale, New York, had 50 master points. She was like a beginner, and she hired a team for this event and made it twice to the finals. That doesn't happen anymore. I mean, she was a real beginner.
Right.
Can't happen nowadays.
Yeah, back in those days, not just Llewellyn, a lot of the high-paying sponsors who hired the best teams were much lesser players than what we see now with people like Fleischer and Jimmy Kane, who you mentioned earlier, Nick Nicol, John Diamond back when he was playing. All these players who were hiring teams were fine expert players in their own right.
Yeah, back then you had some very weak sponsors, and back then the event was not nearly as strong. You didn't have, it was all Americans, and now there's like 100 top European and other countries players, and this event's very deep and very difficult. It's like a world championship, so you're not going to see any more of the Llewellyn Slaners make it to the final. They're going to have too many bumps along the road.
Yep. One of those matches where they stick their teammates with a -50, they won't be able to recover. Well, here's an exciting looking board.
6 clubs at least, 7 clubs.
1 spade, 2 clubs. Wow.
The 7 clubs totally full.
Well,
10 aces, and we need to 2 roughs and 12.
How about 3 roughs?
Right. Well, if they lead a trump, I guess you can just hold the hand as a flush.
Yeah.
Once your runners win, yeah.
Yeah, it took the 90. I think it's a 99%. 7 clubs, not easy to reach.
Yes.
Well, West
maybe 99% to make, but not 99% to bid.
Right. Well, West is going to love his hand now. There's part of the clubs, some sort of splinter bid in diamonds. I could see them reaching 7 clubs. It won't be as easy as anyone who missed the first set. Somebody had a 30 count, which we've never seen before, and they reached 7 clubs, lay down pretty easily. This 7 clubs is not as easy. So yeah, the other tip is taking a break. If I were the north-south pair and went down in a cold slam and went for 1700, I would take a break too.
And they also just reached 4 spades on 22, which was not as bad a result, but still not a good position. So it's like, all right, time to stretch the legs and
yeah. The pro should take the client and calm them down and say, hey, Joe, let's take a break here. It's because it can spiral out of control for an inexperienced player gets hit with 2 body blows. It can you can just lose your mind, and you got to get set. He's only got 7 deals to play for the match. It's like a boxing match. Go into your corner and get refreshed. Don't just step back into the ring.
Don't know you're going to bid here from East.
Yeah, certainly a 22 in margin is not something that they're incapable of.
Just bid 3 spades, could bid 4 spades.
3 bets, things like that. Then it makes things quite difficult.
I'm surprised
Could be
West
four
did only three
diamonds.
clubs, which to my way of thinking is non-forcing.
Mhm.
Maybe they do something. See, in modern bridge, that two club bid is not forcing the game; it's forcing one round. Therefore, the raise can end the auction. Perhaps they play differently. But if three clubs could be passed, you would have to bid more than that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't. I
There's
think
only
three
11
clubs
high
are
card
fine.
points. We do have 4 trumps, a void, and an ace king.
And picture your partner with 6 clubs king, and you can almost.
And
This
when
has
your
got to be
partner
ace
doesn't
asking.
support hearts, your 10-9-8 with the hearts doesn't look as bad as if, say, they had supported hearts and on something like queen third. Here, if the partner has ace and 1 heart, or king and 1 heart with the ace on the side, that's not so bad.
So obviously, East thinks 4 clubs is forcing. Now, this is probably a control bid, although almost all expert pairs play that when clubs are trump, that 4 diamonds asks for key cards, but you wouldn't want to ask for key cards with this West hand.
No.
So certainly not with a void, and certainly. So I guess in that 4 diamonds is control, and now this is exclusion. Key cards saying, partner, how many aces do you have outside of spades and opposite 1? He's, I guess, going to just take a chance and bid 7 clubs.
Right. Well, he's committed to 6 clubs, so there's no reason to bid exclusion. Find out partner has the one that you're missing, and then stop at 6 clubs.
So if 4 diamonds is control, then he's going to assume that he'll just take a chance. His partner is the king of hearts. Now, they could be on. I've seen this happen before. One guy might be answering Blackwood, and one guy might be bidding it. He might think 4 diamonds is Blackwood, and he's answering 2 with a void. And you've seen that, Danny, where each guy thinks he's Blackwooding, and each guy thinks he's answering. All right, well,
Yeah, I think 5 spades is 2 of a void.
Bremark pair is in need of something good. So they've reached the excellent 7 clubs. We don't know if Fleisher and Martel will duplicate this, but this is going to be a very pretty 1440.
So yeah, it is well done by the Bremark pair, and you mentioned that they needed it, but Palma and Wrang don't really have any idea that boards 20 and 21 were such debacles for their side.
Not only that, they had a good result. If they think 6 diamonds can make on that board, and their opponent didn't bid it. So yeah, Palma and Wrang are having an okay set.
We get to see the 4 trumps win trick 1.
Oh, that's cool.
I love that.
Yes, in Grand Slam, 4 trump wins the first trick. So Declarer now has the high cross road. He can cash his ace of hearts, cash his ace of diamonds, ruff a diamond, throw 2 things on the spades, and claim, well, almost claim on a high cross rough. He has to worry about the 7 clubs, I suppose.
That's that 1 rough with the 7 low.
He can almost claim. I wonder if there's a 100% line here that doesn't rely on anything. Ruff a diamond high, heart to the ace, ruff a diamond high. There might be a 100% line here.
Well, if you play hard to the ace before you draw trumps, that can't be 100.
Right, that's true.
I guess he could play ace of spades, king of spades, pitching his ace of hearts, but then it doesn't have enough tricks.
No, he wouldn't do that. Well, but that's not 100% either, because spades could be like 12, 1. But, in this auction where your opponents weren't bidding, you're not going to find any like 10-0 breaks.
Yeah, sure.
He's not worried about anyone trumping these things. Yeah, he can actually ruff both majors high. He has enough spots to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Ruff a diamond, ruff something high, ruff a diamond, ruff something high, and then the jack 8 of clubs. So he is 100% of this. He doesn't need to risk the 6 of clubs here. Yeah, say he didn't risk trumping with the 6.
Mhm.
Notice he didn't lay down the ace of diamonds because that could get rough. So very nice result for East West. Potential pickup.
23. We're seeing that we played 4 hearts. The 4 spades doubled in the other room. 4 forfeit instead of the 5-3 bet.
Which probably can make. I don't know. We picked the boring room, Danny. We're picking the normal. We're seeing all normal results here.
Yeah.
The other room, the imps are flying. Our room could be all pushes.
Sure.
Oh, would you overcall? All against not?
You
were going to ask me. You're facing a past partner.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I mean, where are we going? And it's not like I have to have a heartbeat.
Yeah, you have the 10-9 8 of hearts are sort of somewhat comforting, but so.
Give me ace, king, 10-9, the king of clubs into the hearts. I'm all in. Here it's borderline.
So if you make it the ace, king, 10-9 of hearts, so it wouldn't be even a question, right? I mean, then you have everything going for you.
Well, this sort of worked out well. Once now his partner with spades, he can afford to raise the spades. I think 3 diamonds by Sal feels just about right.
Mm-hmm.
I think Westwood did 3 spades and probably buy it there.
3 spades, vulnerable.
Diamonds. 3 spades might be a make, so he did well to
1,
get in.
2.
Whoa, but he now changed his mind. He knows his side has 9 spades. Well, now they're going to buy it in 3 diamonds.
He knows the side is 9 spades. He also knows his side is fairly well outgunned in high cards. He only has 7. His partner has a close to 10. Probably. So maybe he's thinking that even though they have 9 spades, they're probably not in favor to make 3 spades.
Maybe he was afraid that if he bid 3, his partner might think he had something and go to 4.
Sure, yeah, that's a problem too.
But they have lost the part score battle here. You know, it doesn't make me happy when the trumps are 9 and 9 and we sell out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the tricks might be 9 and 9 also. Declare is going to lose a diamond, a spade, a club, and a heart, probably. And the other side would lose a diamond, a spade, a club, and a heart. Isn't that cute? I think, if I did this right, each side has to lose a spade, a heart, a diamond, and a club. 9 trump, 9 trick. This might be my poster deal. I don't know if I analyzed it right.
That looks pretty funny.
Below total tricks. Both sides have 9 trump. Both sides make 9 tricks, and both sides lose one of every.
So I got a private message asking how does Wes know that his side has 9 trumps. I think most modern experts play 1 spade trump 5, but it's certainly possible that he could have been getting 1 spade out of 4.
Unlikely, but yeah. This is called advanced or east. When your partner overcalls and you get a new suit, for the time being in modern bridge that shows 5, but it's a problem. If you have 4 and your partner has 4 with a different suit, you miss your fit, which is why it's easier to bid when we've opened the bidding. Then it's no problem. Bid your 4 card suit. When we've overcalled, it's not so easy to find 4 fits in a secondary suit.
Sure.
So this is a good result for the Fleisher team to buy it for 110 when the other side can make 140. Not as good a result as beating 3-0 double 1700, but a good result.
Yep.
Not as good a result as going down in a slam that you should make. We'll let you know if 4 spades double makes.
Yeah, there's definitely more excitement going on the other table. Plus, they have the potential 7 clubs to bid on 24.
And if it does make four spades double, that'll be another huge, good result for the Fleisher Martel pair at the other table, and will further demoralize the Bremark team.
Mm-hmm. My intelligence is telling me it looks like four spades is going to make. It's only, I mean, doubling them and them making a contract that they were going to make anyway only costs 5. It's when you let through a double game that the stakes are really high. I hear you're going up the other computer.
Oh yeah, I just went to look at the other table, and I let me turn that off. Then I went to look, and they seem to think four spades was going down now. So now I'm not sure.
Yep. So meanwhile, East West will probably get to four spades here as well.
Well, it looks like a dreary bit.
A very popular convention. 2 clubs doesn't mean clubs. It means I have a spade raise and 11-ish in support. No reason for West to screw around and give away information opposite a limit raise in spades. He wants to be in game, not slam, so you just bid it.
So four spades double did go down. So that's 13 to Bremark.
Did you happen to click on or see if it should have made? Okay. All right. So see that momentum break they took worked out well for them. They got back on track.
That's 10 tricks.
So is there any temptation to let this run around? No, because Declarer can see he's off the ace of spades and at most 2 diamond tricks. I guess on a bad day, he could lose 3 diamond tricks. But I don't think he's going to run this to his queen because then he risks losing the king of clubs, the ace of spades, and 2 diamond tricks on a normal day. So he's going to win this. And with spades 2-2, there's never a problem. The only issue here is what to do with the 4th diamond.
Yeah, if spades were bad and the diamonds were bad, he still could have the heart enough to pull back on.
Right. So on a really bad day, like spades 3-1, so that you have trouble roughing and dummy the 4th diamond, and diamonds bad, and the queen of hearts wrong. So on a really bad day, you put down. On this layout, the diamonds are bad, but spades are 2-2. I think he'll play diamonds now, because the idea is even if you lose 2 diamond tricks, you want to trump the 4th diamond in the dummy. So this way, if the defense doesn't switch to trump, you're going to get to rough that 4th diamond in the dummy no matter what. So this is surely the right line of play.
Yeah, it looks like the only bad case for playing diamonds now is if North had a singleton diamond, but they would have led that anyway.
Notice North smooth duck with the ace of diamonds. That's a tough play to make, and it's really risky because Declarer might not have the queen. Declarer might have let it. The thinking is Declarers don't lead up to an empty king early in the play. They leave that to later, so you duck smoothly and it can screw them up. Like here, because now Declarer thinks the diamond's right. Now he's blown out his heart position, blown out his entries to lead a diamond to the queen. So North's duck, it worked here. It's not going to help him, but it worked. He's not going to set the contract, but it was kind of a nice play that on some other deal would have gained him a swing. It takes nerves of steel to do that. You have to do it. You have to do it smoothly, and then you have to risk be tough, thick-skinned. That if Declarer started with king empty 3rd and the view graph operators say, "What the heck is this idiot doing?" You have to have thick skin. Your teammates say, "What? No one taught you to win the king with the ace." So it takes courage or conviction to do that. I know Maxdrop and Zia, they don't care. They'll do that. I don't know. It's a big play.
Yeah, well, it helps if you're a Metro than Zia because you've got so many good results to show for all the times you've done that sort of thing. If it doesn't work out this time, people know that's still part of your repertoire.
Yeah, it's a play you have to not only do it, but do it in tempo.
So, as beginners, we're often taught to plan to play a trick one when the dummy comes down and we're declared, but we should be doing the same thing as defenders as well. That's what Bessis was probably doing and was able to make that play in good tempo. I'm hearing East West Fleisher Martel did not bid 7 clubs on 24.
So the match is going to be back to roughly even. In fact, Bremark got a slight lead, so that was a great momentum break they took. They righted the ship. Okay, so there's nothing to this. Declarer played as we would expect. He didn't touch trump. He would have survived if they were 2-2. But now he's going to get to trump in dummy, and the spade spots are so good. So this is almost a deal I can use as a lesson deal. I'm always looking for lesson deals because the theme of whether to draw trump or not is such an important one. And most inexperienced players with the East West cards, the first thing they'd be doing here is drawing trump. And if they were 3-1, they'd go down. They wouldn't be able any longer to trump. That 5 of diamonds now in the West hand is going to get trumped in dummy. And if Declarer's first move was draw trump and they were 3-1, he'd have nowhere to put that 5 of diamonds.
Yeah, we often think, especially when I'm teaching students, we think of, don't draw trump when you have a rough to take in the dummy, which is the case here, but it's not as obvious as, say, you have ace third opposite too small or a single open where you can get the roughs quicker, and here you're roughing what could actually be a winning trick anyway. It's not as intuitive, in my opinion, for the players to realize that, yes, you need to not draw these trumps here.
Right. When you have a 4-card suit in your hand and a 3-card suit in the dummy, it doesn't strike you as this is a rough in the dummy layout. It's if you want to teach roughing in dummy, you put a singleton in the dummy, but sometimes there's 2 in the dummy, and sometimes there's even 3 as the sides.
Yeah, I mentioned yesterday where I would set up hands where if you don't take the right play, you still have another chance, but the second chance never worked. And one of the themes was, say you have ace queen third up to a singleton, you can win, draw trumps, and then later take the finesse. That finesse would never work when I set up.
Right. You setting up deals to be perfect is an art form, and no matter how hard I try, I put out my deal for my students to play, and I find a kink in the armor, and then I go back to the drawing board because you never can. Oh God, he's going to pull a spade on Jack 5th. That's going to win. Now there's going to be a negative double, and they're going to play from the other side. So I take the Jack 5th guy and change it to Jack 4th and put the thing in the other hand, so that they don't overcall on Jack 5th. Not that they should.
I literally would, as I was going to sleep, think about the theme I was going to do the next day and try to construct hands in my mind, at least get the skeleton of what it was I wanted to teach, and then fill in all the spots from there. But yeah, you've got to anticipate some weird stuff happening.
I'd like to think that by now most of my deals are foolproof.
Yeah,
we didn't use a different term before proof.
You've probably run the same deals through many times as well, so that makes it easy.
Yeah, I have more than 400 now. One of them is my favorite. Some of them I don't like as much.
You have over 400 deals?
I do, and I've created them all.
That's a lot of deals.
I love my deals. They're like a puppet. I mean, a ventriloquist who's got all those little puppets
Mhm.
My bridge deals are my puppets. I go to my lecture and I have my deals with me. Whether I show them on the screen or they play them at the table, they're my my big friends. So we can see now the 7 club contract has been put in the score, and all of a sudden, the Bremark team, who looks like they were on their way to big trouble, is back in the lead. And that's particularly important because their sponsor will be done a few more deals, and it'll be all the pros playing the second half. So if you wanted an exciting match, you got it. Well, close match. So East West here, 6 diamonds, maybe 7 diamonds. Yeah, 7 diamonds. Excellent, excellent 7 diamonds. Almost lay down. So very interesting deals here.
So it's going to be somewhat difficult to reach 7 diamonds, especially if West treats his hand as a no trump range hand.
7, 10, 14, 15,
Which
20.
I think is what most people would do. So say he shows, he's got 20 high card points, but say he even shows he's stronger than 20, shows the next range up.
Could be showing 22, whatever that is.
Right, it is tough if West doesn't bid his diamonds. If his first move is to show a no trump hand, tough. Now in a strong club system, yeah, I doubt it went past this spade. Let's undo all that nonsense. In fact, this is like so bizarre. I can't even understand what the misclick was. But opposite strong with a strong club system, it's beautiful because it goes 1 club, something, and now West bids diamonds, and we're on a different ball game. So maybe.
Speaking of different ball games, I have a guess about what's happening here, and that's that we're playing a different hand than the one we're seeing. That ended up. Yeah, I think they picked out more 28, 29, or 30 from the set instead of 27.
Oh dear, that's gonna really kink it out.
I have no idea what's going on. 1 spade redouble.
Well, hang in there, hang in there.
Okay, he did open a club, I guess. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with the diamond, keeping up the view graph. We're on a 30-minute delay, and the view graph is live, so they can't hear us warning them that something has gone bad.
Okay, this auction I can buy, and well, up until these strange, but these guys play all sorts of doubles that are never penalty. So West opened a diamond, quite a strong hand for that. East spade, South would take out double, but the fast hand is fine. Redouble, I guess, showing a good hand. Morse 3 hearts. The modern treatment is weak on an auction like this because it can't be your hand. So let's preempt them, and that's effective. I don't see them getting to 7 diamonds here.
No chance.
Yeah.
They do well to get to 6 diamonds to start.
So say he's north south round of the auction, even started at diamond of spade. I'm still struggling to see a good solid sequence to get to 7 diamonds.
Yeah, the double by East. I mean, it was redouble. I guess showed a good hand. All right, but whatever East double is, I guess cards. I mean, might West be passing this?
I think they might.
Mm.
I'd certainly be tempted to pass it with the ace king 10 of hearts, king of the spade.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So now we don't have a major shoot game with our cards.
8 tricks.
And
4 is 800.
On the other hand, if you trust your opponents, you know, the guy South doubled, he's going to have 4 hearts, and North jumped to 3 hearts. So unless they've lost their minds, they should be okay here. What would they go down? There's 3 spades, 3 hearts, a 6, a club, 7, a diamond. It's 8, at least 4. 1, 3, 5, 8. So 6 diamonds would be 940. 6 diamonds making 7. So 800. More than 800. Wow. If they can get 1100, it's okay.
So 25, I'm hearing 3 now trump that looks like it's going down 2. North south with 3 no trump at the other end.
Which one was that?
The hand where north south played 3 diamonds.
Oh, the one where everyone had 4. They were off a
Yeah.
spade, a club, a diamond, and a heart at each table.
Right.
All right, that's not the case in 3-0. They have the whole spade suit. So 3-0 will go 3-0 by north south.
Mhm.
That's the Bremark team. So that's going to go down a lot.
They'll take 4 spades and 2 aces.
So that'll put Fleisher back in the lead. It's been a lot of lead changes here. It's like watching a basketball game. 5-0, pick a
5.
slam. Well, I'll pick diamonds. So they're playing 6 diamonds, making 7.
So I'm hearing an update on board 25. The first spade was won by the jack. I guess they let a low spade from the king queen around to the jack.
Ooh, so it's going to make 3 now then.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. So no lead change. Okay, well, this will be an extremely fast all 13 tricks. So potential pickup for the Fleischer team, but it's also a potential loss. I would guess. I would guess 10 expert pairs that most 6 that not a lot would get to 7. Some
Yeah. I think most expert pairs will get to a slam of some sort. So
yeah, it's that Queen of Spades is the 13th trick.
mhm.
It's not so easy. And on a bad day, diamonds are 4-0.
That's a really bad day though.
10%, I think.
Well, it's got to be 4-0 behind too.
Well, sort of. You know, they do have to rough a heart in the dummy, so it's not easy to pick up any 4-0.
You mean in 7 or in 6?
In 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 4-0 won't bother 6.
All these have not been dull boards.
So I don't remember the exact deal, but I assume 3-0 was a make once you win the Jack of Spades.
Yeah, you just have to knock out the ace of diamonds, and then you have 6 diamonds, 2 spades, and the ace of clubs.
Wow. So all of a sudden, the momentum, the Fleischer team had 2 huge plus positions at the other table and then 3 terrible ones.
Right.
Here we have all normalcy. Okay, so now declare playing 13 tricks. 3 more deals. Then there'll be a break. Maybe about an hour. 30. I think they start the second session at 3:30 local time, which means the view graph would come on at 4 o'clock Central Time. So if anyone knows what 4 o'clock Central Time translates to in their time zone, that's in theory when we come back. But I don't think we've started any session at the time we expected to yet. So don't be surprised if it's not exact. But I'm guessing 4 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock. Well, that would be 5 o'clock Eastern time zone. Late night Europe. Probably 10 o'clock London time, roughly. And, this match is full of Europeans, so any of the fans of these pairs who want to watch this, they're going to be up until the wee hours. Well, this looks like a fart score deal.
Well, you never know. Bessis might decide that his hand is more valuable than the two diamond rebid, and they might find their way a little too high.
Okay, so right now, London is 8 p.m. So, yeah, the second half will start at 10 p.m. London time. So probably end at about 2 a.m. London time.
So many experts are playing that the redouble of a negative double shows exactly two cards support the partner's hand, and constructive values are better, which is what Palma has. Important to tell partner you've got values and you want to compete them. To tell partner you've got like queen and one or king and one of those two and nothing else, not your hand.
Yeah, to show one of the top 3 honors that's called Rosencrantz redoubles, invented by the late George Rosencrantz. It's fairly popular still to play this redouble. So we can't tell by looking at his hand what it means. We just were told that it was alerted. It's possible it shows a hard honor. It's possible it shows what Danny suggested.
So Bessis has a nice source of tricks for 3-man trump. The only problem is that the other 3 tricks and stoppers are just, a pretty long way away with this combination.
Yeah, the hard stopper is really a problem. The singleton 4 won't do the job.
His partner's got the hard stopper.
No, he does, but his partner just showed spades, so he might be thinking of playing in a spade 4-3 spade too.
Yeah, there's that too. He can't make a support redouble.
Yeah, they should allow that. Redouble showing 3 spades.
I believe in the very early days of bridge, there was unlimited redoubles for a while.
Yeah, you could also bid 8. I think you could sacrifice on the 8 level.
Yes. He did bid 1 spade. Now, some experts play that 1 spade just says I've got 3 spades, and 2 spades shows 4 spades, and just normal opening bid, not extra values.
So this worked out well for him. Now he can bid 3 diamonds.
Yeah.
He's gotten everything in. I think Sal will pass this. Put in 3 diamonds, losing a heart, a spade, and 2 clubs. There is a guess in clubs, but not once he leaves a high one. We need David Berkowitz for this. He hates leading ace kings.
Well, and the fact that his partner, if partner did show a high heart honor, they might decide that that's the best route probably anyway.
I wonder if Sal's thinking of 3-0 here. Does have hard stop, but I guess he could be thinking of 3-0. He's vulnerable, but it's hard to envision. I mean, even if partner has 6 diamond tricks, well, yeah, I suppose
6 diamonds, your hard stopper, and the ace of spades. So that's all you need, right?
Yeah, the same hand that we see with the ace instead of the queen of spades. So a lot to hope for, but so what will happen in 3-0? I mean, obviously they're up. They could take the first 5 tricks: ace, king, ace,
right,
at any point. But that might be all they can take. So that might be all they do take. So while Sal's thinking of hitting 3-0, Danny and I were talking about Thursday and Friday. This was on Lovebridge on tablets, which, you know, we didn't have on twos. We knew what everything meant. We knew everything. We could see all the tables, all the matches, all the bits. But the real big problem was with Lovebridge, Danny, is no one knew where the heck to find it. I mean, there was no one watching. No one knew what to do to watch it.
Right. Yeah.
And here, there's thousands of people who found us.
Yeah, and you know, if Lovebridge does become the standard, I'm sure there'll be better publicity about how to get there. I mean, it was on Bridge Winners, and I'm assuming that information was also available in the Daily Bulletin at the Nationals.
Not enough.
Not enough, no.
I wanted ACPL to publicize it. I admit guilt. They did stop in Three Diamonds. I'm guilty. I didn't publicize it. I could have sent it to my mailing list. And then I get 5,000 emails. Larry, I can't see my volume. I can't see my screen. My link doesn't work, and I don't have the staff to cope with that. So I'm guilty of not sending out the blast to my audience because I didn't want to deal with all the IT complaints. All right, so Ace from Ace King, that's going to guess the club suit, and now without that lead, they might have to guess the clubs. David Berkowitz, my longtime partner, now Mex's partner, loves his theory against a part score is you're going to get your ace king anyway. It's not like they're going to draw trump and claim, so don't lead it. And because if you do lead it, A, it solves the guess in the suit, and B, they know you have 7 points here, and it places all the other cards. So he doesn't lead ace kings very often against part scores, against game guess. He's in a minority of one.
I was gonna say.
I do think about him when there are hands where the ace from ace king does cost.
Well, I'm going to tell him about this deal. He'll love it because he would have led a heart, and if Declare would have guessed close.
So
His guess.
Declare, if the defense doesn't takes the ace of spades too early, Declare can get a pitch on the blue spade.
I'm not sure there's a guessing club, so he got queen
Right.
nine.
Although now with the ace king of clubs marked, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, in David Berkowitz's land where he did not lead his club,
Right. In David Berkowitz's land, though, his partner would win the third spade, and at some point, Declare would lead up to those clubs, and David Berkowitz, who's already hasn't led the ace king, would duck smoothly, and Declare would put in the 9 and go down. And David would tell everyone, include everyone he knows for the next weeks, see how smart it is not to lead ace king, and he still wouldn't convince anyone.
No, I mean, there's a lot of good things that happen when you lead ace from ace king as well.
Yeah, you get to see a signal, you get to see the dummy, you cash the first 3 tricks.
You give partner a rough.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell David about this hand because it's going to make him happy. Let me put poor guy a little crumb. He's so disappointed when he lost his round of 8 match to the Fleisher team on a very late unlucky deal.
You know, it's often the case where there's a late deal that swings a match, but you know, the timing of that particular deal versus any one of the other swings that happen in the first 55 or so boards, those boards all matter too.
Right, it's like a sports event where you say, "Oh, look, he did this in the 4th quarter." Yeah, but they got points in the 1st quarter, so. But you do remember the one that comes late. Zia was in a good slam that went down and not bid at the other table, and that swung the match with 3 deals to go.
Yeah,
but like you say, there were deals that could have swung the match in the 1st quarter.
Okay, it's gonna be
Marty Bergen, my old partner, was the exact
might not get the
opposite.
heart.
He said, if you're dealt an ace king, then you're leading it. Nothing else is conceivable. He would laugh if you tried anything else. So I played with both extremes on that topic.
okay, 10 tricks now.
Okay, so they lost a trick here. Not a big deal. They could have held it to 3. It would have been a big deal at match points. Okay, 2 more deals, then a break.
They never got their heart trick and they went on the diamonds or spades.
Yeah, they did something maybe clever that wasn't so clever. So north south can make spades, east west, yeah, some hearts. So it looks like 4 spades north south.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Could have done
3
could have
hearts
a
east
problem.
west.
If the minors, I mean the diamonds are wrong, but you could set up a diamond for a club
So it's 3 of
discard.
them major.
On a really bad day, the
Ooh, look at
defense
that.
might be able to
Club.
club trick to go with
Queen jack of
diamonds
clubs is
and a
falling.
heart. Here, if South's in 4 spades and they lead or switch to clubs, I don't know. I don't see any way to set it.
So what's your pleasure after pass a spade with the left hand?
Interesting. So it's either 2 hearts or 4 hearts. I'm not going to double.
No.
I think I like 4 hearts. I mean, you know, your partner is the king of diamonds. You have play. Your partner is queen 10 of diamonds. He has play. You have play 4 hearts.
I like 4 hearts.
Okay, but West took a third door number 3 and has doubled. All right, I'm going to put that. That's I'm writing down potential master solver club problems. So since Palma doubled and 2 hearts and 4 hearts are possible, put that in as a problem, which you might see in your 2025 bridge. You subscribe to that.
So it's interesting. He doubled and then he let it go at 4 spades, never having mentioned the 7 card hearts, which is one of the reasons why I don't like doubling with these hearts.
Neither did Eric Kokish, as we mentioned before. So I don't see anything he can do to declare a problem here. From declarer's point of view, once the spades are not 3-0, you can, now he can just pound out those diamonds,
right?
Knowing he can throw a club on a diamond. So he's just going to draw trump. I guess he can afford to rough a heart to dummy to make a diamond play from dummy. He can even afford to run the 10 of diamonds from dummy. Nothing bad can happen. The only thing that could have bothered him, and it can't happen, was a club switch, not from Queen Jack Double, but say a club low Jack Ace. Now he wouldn't have a 100% line. I don't
seems like the best bet to try to get the diamonds with only one of those was just to pick a diamond finesse against the jack, given the double by West.
Yeah.
Fleisher reached 7 diamonds.
Wow. Nicely done.
Wow. Our table's all normal and the other table's all the swings. Incredible. It's like 3-3 at the other table swings. So how did they reach 7 diamonds? What did they open the West hand? Are you clicking over there, Danny?
No.
I'll take a look. Oh, I guess we can't look yet until it's finished. So that'll put 11 M's back to Fleischer, 68-67.
A very high scoring quarter, 74 M's in 12 boards so far.
Yeah, all of them were at the other table.
And that's after the first four boards were 2-2, or 3-1 rather.
Yeah. Seriously, these players, when they go out to compare, if you told them it's 15 pushes, or win 2, lose 2, they wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
The other table would be surprised.
Yes, for sure. Well, they know that 1700 or whatever that was a push.
Yeah, they probably expects this going down and they call slams on a push.
Yeah.
They have all sorts of wild boards and swings.
This should really not take very
Like they're
long.
open to one.
Play
diamond.
ace king of spades, rough
Shove-
apart,
shove
play the
the
10 of diamonds and run it.
Play balance and go through one club.
He might even play the
And then
king
you
of
get
diamonds
those
first,
two
because
clubs that's
West must have the ace of
transfer.
diamonds, or a good chance of.
There was no interference.
Right. Now his partner invited in diamond and he just did key card and did seven. He did key card, did more key card, did six clubs, which is some sort of grand slam try and part of it.
Very well done.
Oh, we had an undo here. The switch is quickly welcome to the queen of spades with the queen of clubs.
Oh, well, that could worry Declarer a little bit. Now he has no sure line because let's say he plays the king of diamonds, loses to the ace, and they play another club. Well,
Yes, well, he can ruff a heart in the dummy and just run the 10 of diamonds and they can't do anything.
right, because he's got the ace 10 of clubs in his hand. So, yeah, that was nice. That winning the queen of clubs in the dummy and running the 10 of diamonds, sure trick line. If the ship was able to be from a low club, like eight of clubs low, queen ace, he could have had some troubles. So I don't see a sure trick line. Now he has a sure line because his ace 10 of clubs are protected. Yeah, he's 100% here. Notice he has a six of spades to get to dummies 8 if need be. Very important point.
I wasn't watching the earlier spots. Did he need to do anything?
No, he never had to. If he was needed to, he would have trumped with his 10. He always had that six of spades to get to the 8 if need be.
Right, actually, yeah, he just played ace king of spades. It wasn't an unblocked to keep the six of spades. It just was there.
Right, that's in my lesson deals, and I'm sure yours too. Where you have to trump and keep the little trump in your hand. He didn't even have to do anything fancy. Okay, this is the final deal of the first half, and then we'll be back in about an hour and 40 now, if I've done all the time zones and delays correctly.
So another potential slam.
6 clubs.
It's hopefully pretty reasonable.
We got clubs are 4-1, spades are 4-1.
Well, diamond king is on side. That's
Diamond king's on. We've been in worse contracts than 7. Well, they had that 7. 6 plus will be very admirable contract to reach. 6 spades from south would be very admirable, which happens in real life, to protect the ace jack of diamonds.
Right.
So yeah, this one we all are, I think, 4 heart bidders, 7-4 North with. Well, yeah, what can North do? And I think that's going to end it.
Yeah, they have a potential reasonable play for a grand slam in clubs that yet they've never got the business.
Yeah, that's where people preempt. Yeah, I mean, what can you do with the North hand? It's not like you want to just hit 4 spades, but you have to guess something, and you have 6 of them and an opening bid, so it's practical.
I don't think anything else is even on the table. Right, double or there's nothing else you can do.
Right, so this one is not too complicated. He's going to ruff a heart and dummy, cash the king of spades, come to the club, play ace of spades, and make 11 tricks. All right. Well, Danny, I won't go to the other table because we have people over there. Thank you for the comments I've received, private and otherwise, and thank you, Aurora.
Yeah, thanks everybody at Bridge Base and APDL, Jen Martell, definitely.
And Al for helping us with the explanations.
Yeah.
It's nice to see so many people watching. I like to see interest in our wonderful game.
Probably we were at the wrong table. No,
We were at the normal table.
no, it's still exciting to see the results come in. That's what we predicted.
Well, also, we saw a pretty good bridge at this table. I mean, there wasn't a lot of criticism. If we were watching the other table, I would have had my my criticism analysis out there.
Yeah. East West didn't bid 6 diamonds on 27, but we thought that that was pretty tough to do. Pretty much everything else was a normal result.
Declarer didn't even need diamond finesse. He probably played king queen from love and didn't need diamond finesse. Okay, well, so do I have the time zones right before we leave, Danny? Because there's still people here. I'm saying we start in 1 hour and 38 minutes.
I think that's right.
It's 2:22 in Chicago. They're an hour 38. It'll be 4 o'clock in Chicago. They're starting at 3:30, half hour delay, right? Okay. So we think 1 hour, 37 minutes, if all is well. Thank you, everyone.
The one caveat to that is that since they're the only teams left playing, they might just decide to start when they can, when everybody's ready.
I've tried that, but they usually don't let me. They usually don't allow that. I forgot they have some reason. Oh, maybe the directors have to go eat.
Right, call it
Usually
quits,
they
I
don't
think.
let that happen. The viewgraph operators need a break. They usually don't let you do that. Yeah, at your local regional, when you play your first half and you want to start the second half early, of course you can do it.
Right. All right. Thanks, everybody.